Dear student, today we will discuss animal kingdom. Due to vast diversity, we study animal in different level of organization. Now let's understand from smallest to largest. Cell is said to be the fundamental unit of life, that is functional and structural unit of life. The similar types of cells, they group together to form tissues. The tissues, they group together to form organ, and organ form the organ system. The organ system further forms the organisms, and the organisms of the same species forms the population, populations to community, community to ecosystem, then biome and biosphere. Now if you see from cell to organ system, this describes the basic feature of level of organization to classify the organisms. Whereas if you see from organism to biosphere, this is called higher level of organization, and this describes the interaction of one animal with another animal, and also this interaction of animals with the environment. So this is a part of environment, whereas this from cell to organ system is a part of taxonomy. So here we'll be discussing the basic features of you can say classification. So body organization is the first on the basis of which we distinguish various, or you can say we classify various organisms. So this is cellular type, tissue type and organ type. Cellular type of organization, the cells in the body, the cells are loosely arranged and they carry out the functions. In the tissue organization, similar cells, they group together to form a specific task. This grouping is called tissue. And organ, the tissue group together to carry out specific physiological function is called organ. Now let's understand what is body plan. Body plan is based on structural and developmental characters. Okay. Now these are of three types. So organism on the basis of this are classified into three different categories. The one with the cell aggregate, in which the cells are grouped together but they are not organized in the tissue, as there is no nerve coordination between them. So cells, they are, although they are present in the group, but they do their own function. Okay. The cells are organized in the blind sac. The cells are organized to follow division of labor but not tissue. The animals have one cavity with one opening that is used for ejection and ingestion both. Tube within tube plan. The organism are with organ system, and the body has two tubes. One which is formed by the body wall and another one which is formed by the digestive tract. Tube within tube, the digestive system is in the form of tube running in the center of the body, and it has two openings. One is mouth, which is called anterior opening, and anus, which is called posterior opening. So mouth is for ingestion and anus is for ejection. So here you can just see cell aggregate. The different cells are there. They are not grouped together to form a tissue, but they are grouped and they perform their own function. Blind sac, there is one opening, and this opening is meant for both ingestion and ejection. Two different openings are there, mouth and anus. Tube within tube plan. Now let's talk about the body symmetry. There are three different symmetry which are considered to classify the organism. First, asymmetrical. The animal cannot be divided into two equal halves in any plane. Later on I will be discussing different planes also. Radial, the animal body in the is cylindrical and it can be divided into two equal halves by number of radial divisions. Bilateral, the animal body can be divided into two similar parts, left and right halves in one plane. Left and right half are not identical, but they are mirror image of each other. Okay. Now here I am discussing in general the symmetry, bilateral symmetry. The transverse plane, okay, it divides the animal into the anterior and posterior surface, okay. So this is also called as cross section, whereas the frontal plane divide the organism into the dorsal and ventral. You can say dorsal is also known as back and ventral is also known as front, as you have seen in case of leaf, which is clearly visible. So dorsal side where the midrib is clearly visible, that is dorsal side, and the other side which is more green is called the ventral side, okay. Similarly, anterior and posterior, you have seen here, mouth is the anterior you can say end, and anus is the posterior end. So if you just draw a transverse line, then it will divide the animal part into two different surfaces. Then we have sagittal plane, which divide the organism into right and left half. Now we will be talking about the germ layers. The germ layers, now what are germ layers? During the development, that is when the zygote is converted to the individual, as you know that zygote is single cell structure. The zygote divide and it form from one cell to two cell to four cells, and the division keep on going and number of cells are formed. So a stage comes when these different cells, you can say, they arrange themselves in the different layers, okay. So basically there are three layers, outer, inner and the middle, but on the basis of germ layer the organism are divided into two categories, because there are certain animals with two layers, they are called diploblastic, and with three layers are called triploblastic. So diploblastic, during developmental stage, the cells of organisms are arranged in two embryonic layers. External one is called ectoderm, internal is called endoderm, and this is separated by middle you can say undifferentiated layer called mesogilia. This is translucent non-living jelly-like layer that function as hydrostatic skeleton, that is flexible skeleton supported by fluid pressure. Now triploblastic, the developing embryo has three primary germ layer: outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm, inner is endoderm. Now the body cavity, we will discuss the body cavity. It is the fluid filled space in the body that protect the internal organ. The body cavities are present in between the body wall and gut wall. The true coelom is the fluid filled body cavity originating from mesoderm. Now it's not like that any cavity in the body is called body cavity, but the body we can say particular cavity as body cavity only when it has originated from mesoderm, okay, mesoderm cells, which is middle layer in the triploblastic origin. Now what is the function? It enables the activity of the body wall and alimentary canal to operate independent of each other. The coelomic fluid acts as a circulatory medium for the transport of food waste and material and gases. It provides space for enlargement of internal organ, and it acts as a shock absorber. Now body cavity, if you see on the basis of body cavity, the animals are called acoelomate, pseudocoelomate and coelomate. Acoelomate, the body cavity is absent and the mesoderm remain undifferentiated and form packing tissue called meson. So here the cavity arises from mesoderm, and here the mesoderm is not differentiated, so there is no cavity. Such animals are called acoelomate. Pseudocoelomate means false cavity is there. So the mesoderm is present in the scattered form in the patches between ectoderm and endoderm. The large spaces in between the ectoderm and endoderm are filled with vacuolated mesodermal cells, and these vacuoles are filled with protein-rich fluid. This fluid is osmoregulatory in function. Then coelomate, the cavity of coelom is lined by mesodermal cells. So this is what is called as true, you can say, body cavity. The cavity is filled with the coelomic fluid, and coelomic fluid act as a shock absorber and provide the space for enlargement of internal organ. So here you can say if the organism have pseudocoelom, the function of the cavity is osmoregulatory in function, but over here where true coelom is present, they protect the internal organ. So that is the main function. Now there is hemocoel, another cavity which is not true coelom. It is the special kind of cavity which is different from body cavity or coelom. It is blastocoel lined by the ectoderm from outside and mesoderm from the inside. So one side it is covered by ectoderm, or you can say lined by ectoderm. Okay, so again this is not true. It is filled with the blood with colorless plasma called hemolymph, and it helps to distend the body during molting so that cuticle can slit open. Okay, so next we'll continue in part 2. Thank you.